go. Packed with the steal of the draft. What's up, Hills Kales? Hey, good Friday. What's happening? YouTube and Facebook. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. You know what time it is. This is my normal Friday freestyle sports, but we're not gonna do a lot of freestyle, and we actually gonna talk about the NFL draft round one from last night, giving my reaction, and I'd like to know yours as well. So when you come in, if you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SPORTZHUSTLE, as well as TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you follow them both on Facebook. And I'm also live on TikTok, where the house is packed. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, I always say that, TikTok. Follow me on TikTok as well, Kendrick Henderson 51. Go over there, you click that follow button, and also, we'll go from there. I got quite a few people. Who is that? Mitchell Jones, Bear Down. I see you, Mitch. What's happening? Another Bears fans in here. Ravens Flock Nation was at my in-laws draft party yesterday. They a Packer family. They were real happy. We got that boy Golden up. Yes, we did. We're gonna talk about that. Everybody ready to go. I see the fire emojis over here. Again on TikTok, it's going down. So let's go ahead and jump into this. The first round. There was a lot of chatter going on. We pretty much knew where Cam Ward was going. I don't think that was an issue. The issue was, what was Cleveland and the New York Giants going to do? Were they going to keep those picks at 2 and 3? Were they going to trade out? Well, the Browns traded down from 2 to 5, and they ended up picking. Cleveland went with the Browns actually dropped to 5, and they went with defensive tackle Mason Graham out of Michigan. The Jaguars would move up to number 2, and they would get Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. So I guess that was a little bit, I wouldn't say that was controversial, but yeah, that was it. Chris Maldonado, we're going to talk about that because that's what everybody talking about. We're going to talk about Shedeur. We're going to get to that here in just a second. So the Titans took quarterback Cam Ward first. We all knew that was going to happen. Jaguars moved up again. Cleveland, they swapped picks. They took Travis Hunter. And the Giants took edge rusher Abdul Carter out of Penn State. So I think a lot of people kind of had that top 3 going there. But the big news of the night is because the draft kept rolling. The draft kept rolling. And we thought by number 9, we was thinking maybe the Saints would have taken Shedeur then. I thought that's where he was going to be. I thought he was going to end up with the Saints. Actually, I thought the Giants was going to take him. But he didn't go. The Saints took offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. And we kept rolling. And then we get to Pittsburgh, the number 21 pick. A lot of people was pointing he would probably fall there. And the Steelers decided to go with a defensive tackle at that pick. And then that was when, Shedeur may not even make it out of the first round. He may not make it. And that's exactly what happened. He did not get picked in the first round. That was chatter going on anyway prior to the draft on Thursday. There was a lot of people saying that they felt like he was going to fall out of the first round. And he did. Actually, only 2 quarterbacks were chosen in the first round. Cam Ward at number 1 and Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. He ended up being a Giant because the Giants actually traded back into the first round. So they had 2 first-round picks. And a lot of people were speculating that they may be taking Shedeur here. Nope. They went with Jackson Dart, which a lot of people said that he came on. They was impressed with his workout. I personally think that the Giants might be kicking themselves because I think Jackson Dart, I'm not saying he's bad, but I don't know if he's any better than Daniel Jones, the quarterback that they ran out of there. The Survivor Sports Cat Dad says, on my way to Green Bay in the next half hour, manifesting a stud edge to Green Bay. I hear you. You know what, Survivor Sports Cat Dad? Most of you guys, my Packer fans on here that follows me, you guys were wanting that wide receiver, and the Packers. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at them picking Matthew Golden. I was wanting to go either offensive lineman or defensive back because we don't know what Jair is going to do. I don't know what. Thanks for the follow, James. But I ain't mad at Matthew Golden being a wide receiver. Matter of fact, it's the first time the Packers has chosen a wide receiver in the first round since 2002. I think Javon Walker was the last wide receiver that was chosen in the first round by the Green Bay Packers. As a matter of fact, all the time that Aaron Rodgers was there, they never chose a wide receiver in the first round. So go figure. The Survivor Sports Cat Dad says, "Oh, I'm not mad at Golden. Let's trade up for Green from North Dakota State. Green and Golden to Green Bay for the chip." Man, you know what, Survivor Sports Cat Dad, you are on it. So yeah, round two is that, and this is the one that I think people we really, my sports fans, NFL fans. Round one is always okay. That's cool. We know those going to be the top of the draft prospects that's going to go. We get that. Round one normally, I ain't gonna say they can't miss because we've had some round one busts. Obviously, we know that. But rounds 2 and 3 is really where you can really steal some damn good football players. So that is going to be key. Rounds 2 and 3 tonight. Again, that kicks off at, I believe, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. Watch round 2 and 3. And oh, by the way, guess who has the first pick in round 2 tonight? Cleveland Browns. Will they go for Shadur? Will they pick him in that first pick? I don't know, but I was looking at the picks that's coming up in the second round. Again, the Browns, they got the first one at 33. The Texans got 34th pick in the second round. These all are tonight. The Titans at 35. The Browns again at 36. Then the Raiders at 37. I think this is where Shadur may possibly end up. You know why? Because of their new part owner, Tom Brady, the GOAT. So you keep your eye on that. I think Shadur may he'll probably end up with the Raiders. Chris Maldonado says the Browns or the Raiders. That's a possibility too. I think so. I think it would be good for the Browns. They need they need to think about that position. This is be a perfect time. Now, here's some other quarterbacks that's available too. Outside of Shadur, you got Jalen Milroe out of Alabama. You got Will Howard out of Ohio State. You got Quinn Ewers out of Texas. You got Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon, and you got Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame. So you still got all those quarterbacks available. I got a funny feeling Shadur is going to be a Raider. But then here's another interesting one. Milroe is high consideration for the Browns or Steelers. I hear you, Chris. The Cowboys have the 44th pick. Listen to me. The Cowboys have the 44th pick. Could they possibly maybe do a position switch with the Browns and choose Shadur? Could that happen? Hey, I think it could happen. I think it could happen. So don't bank on this. It could be some movement in that first part of that second round on tonight. What's up, Jesse J on YouTube? How you doing? Where does the Saints pick? Jesse, I didn't look that far in the second round. I don't know where they pick in the second round. That's my fault. I was just really going to see who was going to be at the top of the second round to see what they got going on. Jesse J says Milroe better not get picked before Sanders. Shaking my head. I don't know, Jesse. I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a chess match, I believe, in this second round. We're going to see if some teams going to move up to try to steal some picks, so to speak. So that's why I say tonight is going to be a big night to watch the Cowboys. Watch the NFL draft to see what happens. Where do you think Will Johnson will go? Cornerback. I was just looking at that. He's the best available too on Mel Kiper Jr.'s list. Him and Shadur. I think he'll go. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to the Browns at 36 or the Raiders. I don't know. How do I feel about Matthew Golden? I like him. I like his speed. 4.29. He was the second fastest 40. Had the second fastest 40 at the combine. I like his speed, and and I think he can give you that breakaway threat. So I'm cool with that. I really was leaning for. I wanted my Packers to really go maybe offensive lineman or DB, but I think that's not a bad move because, with Christian Watson always injured, I'm going to start calling him street clothes like Anthony Davis in the NBA because it seemed like Christian Watson, his hamstring, he got some soft hammies or something. And we still got a young receiving core too. KMK says, does Reed still have a good year this year after Golden? I think he's a good third. I think he gives you that third receiver that you need that can make plays, and I would like him in the slot, in my opinion. Dylan says, this is the first time in my lifetime our Packers have taken a receiver. How old are you, Dylan? You must be young, because it was 2002 the last time they took one. So I'd like to know, how old are you? Who should the Saints pick at quarterback? I think Shadur would be damn good for the Saints. Me personally. I think he would be good, but I think he'd be good for the Raiders too, because he could sit back and kind of learn behind Geno Smith, and then he has time again. He worked out with Tom Brady, so he has a relationship with Brady. So I think I think that would be good for him. So and I did listen to Shadur's soundbite after not being picked. Obviously, he didn't attend. If you didn't know, he did not attend he wasn't in Green Bay last night. And he said, he basically said, I'm going to use this as motivation, So Browns got to go Sanders and Henderson, the running back out of Ohio State. That's not a bad deal, AW. I feel you on that. So, my thing is, players have dropped before. We saw this same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He dropped. So this isn't nothing new. But I know with the name Sanders, that's that heavy is the crown. You feel me? So I think Cam Scatterbo, and I like him out of Arizona State. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to probably stick in this league for years to come. The running back position, a couple of years back it was devalued, but now it's kind of came back again just because of what Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry did this year. So I think I think Scottaboo is gonna go to a team that's gonna fit his personality. 7-0 says, as a Bears fan, Love and Golden are going to be dangerous. I hope so, Bears fan, because we're gonna try. Second highest paid, yeah. Genty, I think you're right, and I like him too. Ashton Genty, good pick for the Raiders. I go with Geno Smith, go that offense. They got the tight end. What is Brock Bowers out of Georgia? Had a hell of a rookie year for the Raiders. So Ashton Genty, a great pick for the Raiders. Trade him to the Packers like Jacob. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? The Bears, they got the tight end out of Michigan, Colston Loveland. A lot of people are high on him. The Niners, but speaking of a team that's kind of quiet, but they got the most draft picks in this year's NFL draft. I believe the Niners have 10 draft picks total. Clay B says Green Bay came out swinging with Golden. I hope, and a lot of people do it, and I hope we keep on swinging. Because I still want to see us show up that offensive line, and I definitely want to see us show up DB. 11 picks. Yeah, they got the most picks. Them in Baltimore, I believe, and the Ravens, I think, have. They're going to probably be making some move and adding some good players, too. I'd like to know what guys what team has surprised you thus far far as last night's pick, what was the surprise of the draft thus far? What you think the Steelers would do? Steelers still got to figure out what they're gonna do with quarterback. I think they waiting on Aaron Rodgers. If I were them, I wouldn't wait on him. They went and got that DT, so I think they really want to show up that defense, and I think that's a good thing because Mason Rudolph and I forgot who else they got. They not going to be the answer at all. So that's my thoughts on that. Soli D says, as a Falcons fan, the biggest surprise is the Falcons actually doing good. What are they going to do with Kirk Cousins? Are they going to keep him or are they going to try to move him? They got to pay him a whole lot of money. What do you think about the Dolphins pick? The Dolphins, let's look and see what the Dolphins picked the DB, didn't it? They sure did. They picked the defensive tackle, Kenneth Grant. Actually, I thought they would have went with a defensive back there because, there's been reports that Jalen Ramsey, they looking to move him. So I thought they would have went with a defensive back like Will Johnson, i.e. out of Michigan. But they went with a defensive tackle. So they got I think the Dolphins will be okay. The quarterback situation with all the Tua, the hit concussions he's had, that could be worrisome too. For that Dolphins franchise. I think they need to try to figure out what they're going to do with a running game too in Miami. But again, I think you can never go wrong when you with defense. You can't never have enough defensive tackles and enough offensive linemen. So, and you can always find a running back. You can find them later on in the draft. You got the two Ohio State running backs that's probably going to go in this second or third round. Right. The biggest thing to do is getting Tua to slide. So that's the thing. So I think that was not a bad pick. I was looking at the first round, just looking at it total, far as trying to get a feel for it. And the first round this year was really offensive tackle and defensive tackle heavy. It was really and I understand that because the way the league is, everything starts in the trenches. If you want to get your offensive rolling, you got to have an offensive line that can hold up against these fast edge rushers. Do I like the Falcons' moves? I like that edge rusher out of Tennessee. I think that's a good start. And then I think Michael Penix Jr. is going to be. I think he's going to be pretty good. I think they're going to have to give him some more. Bijan Robinson is obviously one of the top running backs in the league. Get him some little bit more offensive power. But I think they got to shore up that defense. They got to shore up that run defense. So I thought that was a good pick for the Falcons, picking James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee at the edge. But again, as I was saying, I think you got to have your offensive line and D line you got to be ready to play, man. Because the game is now about speed rushers. These defensive ends and linebackers can run. They can get to the quarterback. You got to have left tackles that can protect your quarterback blind side. And so I see this is where the league is going. Speaking of offensive linemen, the Cowboys, I thought that was a good pick for them. I thought they had to do that. After losing, Zach Martin retiring, a lot of their guys, Tyron Smith retiring, a lot of their. So we have to. Look out, DeMarcus, my fam. I'm glad you popped in here. Good to see you. Y'all make sure y'all tap this screen. Make sure y'all follow me too. My fam, DeMarcus is a big Texas Longhorn fan. I know you feeling pretty good about that. Matthew Golden going to the Packers. Now you're gonna have to be a Packers fan, DeMarcus, my fam. You got to be a Packers fan now, man. And I know that's gonna pain you to do that. Riley said, slept so good last night after getting Golden. You slept good, huh, Riley? I know that's right. And then the Denver Broncos got the cornerback from Texas. Am I not? Yeah. Which, that was a good move. Speaking of the Broncos, that was a good move for them as well. Jahadi Barron, yeah. I know you're a Cowboy, DeMarcus, but we gonna flip it. We gonna flip it. You gonna be voting. We gonna flip it. We gonna flip it. And I think the Broncos defense is one of the most underrated defenses in the league. I watched that game where they played the Chiefs, and they front seven. The Broncos front seven gave the Chiefs fits. So there we go. Hey, brother, when Golden does Lambeau Leap, should we call them? Yes. Hey, you need to trademark that because somebody going to steal that. What do I think about the Giants draft? I'm not sold on them. I like the Abdul Carter. Definitely. They did that. The Jackson Dart, I don't think so. I would have went with Shadur there, me personally. That's what, yeah. But we'll see. I think Jackson Dart is going to be probably a step above Daniel Jones in the long run, and you see where that got them. So I don't know, but the Giants are coming off a 3-14 season. So Allen Robinson said Dart clears Sanders. I don't know about that. I think Shadur does have the one thing that I don't like that he does is he holds the doggone football too long. That's the one thing that he's got to do better at, especially. You think Milroe will go before Sanders? I don't think so. But I think Jalen Milroe will go in the second round. I think both quarterbacks will go in the second round, Milroe and Sanders. I think Shadur will go before him. But and Jalen Milroe has some upside too. He's pretty talented too. He has to work on his accuracy though. Jalen Milroe he doesn't throw the ball. He can't make some of the throws that he needs to make. Will Johnson need really that bad? I didn't understand that food delivery. Dart is a mini Josh Allen as far as toughness. Just needs to learn how to read defense a tad better. I hear you, Allen. Milroe is literally Anthony Richardson. Ooh, ouch. But if you put him in the right, you get him with the right quarterback coach. You put him in the right system. I think that'll be. I think he can thrive. Now, is he a guy that can carry a franchise? I don't think so. I'm talking about Milroe. But I think he can be kind of that guy that you put him in the right. Will Johnson, cornerback. Yeah, he's. I think he may be the first one off the board, but I really think the Browns are going to probably go with. I think the Browns are going to possibly go with Shadur, but then too. I think they may trade out of it. They may the Cowboys and the Raiders may do some things with the Browns because I think the Raiders really would be the best fit for him at this point, in my opinion, for Shadur. But again, round 2 and 3 is tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. It's going down in Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Do our Packers go DE, defensive end first? I think they go offensive line first and then defensive end, solitary you. I think they will. And I just got to give y'all, those that hadn't watched me before, this is your first time checking me out on TikTok and on YouTube. I was born in Wisconsin. I am a Wisconsinite. I was born in the mill town in Milwaukee. So that's why you see me with my Green Bay gear on. I live in Texas, been living in Texas most of my life, but I was born, my birth city is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So there you have it. So to let you know why I am a cheesehead. Got to do that. So again, first round. That's why I want to. Vikings got a good pick last night, and the Vikings only got 4 picks too, by the way. So you're a smart Texan, pretty much. You know what's funny? Most of my family are Cowboy fans, and I get it. Most of my family is from Texas on my mother's side. That's my Texas connection. My mother was born in Texas, so there you have it. But again, rounds 2 and 3 tonight. Then we got round 4 through 7 on Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. There's probably going to be some more surprises. Yes, I do, Alan. I like the golden pickup. I was really wanting the offensive lineman there, be perfectly honest with you, or a defensive back, but Matthew Golden fell there. And that's fine because we could use a wide receiver. We needed a wide receiver anyway. Who's your all-time favorite Packer player? Yours is Sterling Sharp. I love me some Sterling, man. He's definitely in my top 5 for sure. Who is my favorite all-time Packers player? It's it's tough. It's kind of neck and neck between Sterling Sharp and Reggie White. And I know Reggie didn't play for the Packers a long time, but it's kind of those two. It's kind of neck and neck because I love me some Sterling Sharp too. Alex says, I hope he turns out great. Green Bay has had a rough time with wide receivers since Adams. Yeah, I know, right? And we got a young core that's pretty good, but none of those guys are really a number one. You know what I mean? Christian Watson, he shows flashes, but he can't stay healthy, can't stay on the field. Dontavian Wicks, yeah, and that's the dude that I think he can be the X factor. Jaden Reed, I mean, Romeo Dobbs. I mean, and I like Donald Driver too, solitary for sure. So I don't know. Oh, I gotta say Leroy Butler too, solitary. Leroy Butler, how can I forget him? He is the one that actually created the Lambeau leap. We gotta say Leroy Butler, but it's so many. I don't know if it'd be doing an injustice to all the Packers players. That's kind of like I have 3 kids. That's kind of me like saying who's my favorite. I can't choose. They all my favorite. How about that? So Alexander Roberts says, I was hoping we'd get Ibuka, but I see something special with Golden. And Ibuka went first. And I actually thought we was gonna go with Ted McMillan, from Arizona. Big wide receiver, 6'4", I think like 218, 220. I thought that's where a lot of the mock drafts had him going. But again, Panthers took him. I'm fine with Matthew. I'm fine with that. Raiders got a good running back. Yeah, they got a good one, Ashton Jensen. And you know who else got a good one? Omari and Hampton. Who got him? He went late in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. I think I know I wrote that down. I think he went late in the first round, but somebody else I thought he went in the first round. Maybe he didn't, but I think Omari, the Chargers. That's right, L.A. Chargers. They got a good one too. So, and then there's still some good ones left. Travion Henderson from Ohio State. No relation. My last name is Henderson. I don't think we're related, but it's still a couple of running backs out there that's going to be good to go. So again, I'm hyped up. I'm gonna be ready, sitting in front of the monitors, watching tonight's round 2 and 3. Because it's going to be some good players there to get tonight. We got to trade up for Mike Green. Okay. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing more Willing and Dillon in these second and third rounds. Who you think we're taking round 2? Packers. I hope we go. With a defensive lineman. And I meant to print out the best available, and I forgot to print that out, just kind of look and see who's the best available. But I really want us to go with a edge rusher or a cornerback. And I know Will Johnson probably not going to be there, but I would damn sure love to have him from Michigan if he's around. I would love to have him. Mike Green is best available. Led FBS in sacks last year. Well, that's where I'm talking about. Hopefully, you can get him. Yeah, for Ganzi. But yeah, that's what I hope happens tonight. So I hope not. Don't Mike Green have 2? Alec, I hope not. And speaking of that, speaking of the elephant in the room, I'm not going to talk about it on today because I'm about to get out of here. I just want to pop in and give you guys about 30 minutes. On Sunday, I go live. I hadn't been live the last 2 Sundays, but make sure you set your notification for Sunday at 11 a.m. I go live, sitting right here talking sports too. We're going to talk a little bit more about the NFL draft, but we're definitely going to have a conversation about what's the latest on Shannon Sharp and this situation, this civil lawsuit that he has hanging over his head. If you didn't know, I appreciate the follow too for Gons. Appreciate it. He's stepped away from ESPN and until, according to his statement he made, until the NFL preseason. Well, the executives may not plan to have him come back. So we're going to talk more in depth about that because there's a lot to unpack about this whole story, Shannon Sharp and the Jane Doe young lady. He had according to him, consensual sexual relationship. So we're going to talk a lot more about that on Sunday. We're going to talk a little bit more about the NFL draft. Florida Gators Rocks 2007 say, hello, my Giants are having a great draft. They did solid with Abdul Carter. They definitely did, for sure. But again, we got a lot more to go tonight. If you're having a meet and greet, you're having a draft party, it's going down tonight again, rounds 2 and 3. Again, this is where you're going to probably find a bunch of good steals and a bunch of guys that's going to make your team, and it's probably going to be all pros in rounds 2 and 3. That's where you find a lot of your best football players in the NFL draft. Let's go Packers with first round pick. Yeah. Appreciate that follow too. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. If you didn't know, I am a Packer fan, and this jersey is number 21, who is also, even though I can't call him an all-time great Packer, but he helped us win the Super Bowl. My guy, Charles Woodson. I'm wearing number 21 today, gonna be wearing it all day. My boy Huncho says Lakers in 6. We gonna say, did you see Clay Matthews? Will Johnson or the cornerback from ECU is who I want for the Pack. I'm with it. Yo, he is an all-time great Packer. You think so? The Survivor Sports Cat? I just say he probably is, but again, he didn't play. I like him when he was with the Raiders too, and Michigan too. So yeah, Charles Woodson, my guy. So again, Woodson was the man watching him in Michigan. Guys, a beast. He is. I'm going to jump off of here again. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. You can catch me here every Friday at 12 noon Central Standard Time, 1 Eastern. You can also catch me on Sunday mornings right here, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 Eastern. Make sure you set your notification. You be blessed too, my guy. Y'all set your notification, be alerted when I go live, do live streams. And also, again, if you're on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channels. That's Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. And do that. Check me out. Watch some of my reports. Again, this coming Sunday. If you're not busy, pop in and say hello to me. Again, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this NFL draft, but we also really going to probably unpack this Shannon Sharp situation on Sunday. Because I got a lot. There's a lot to it that I'm really checking into. And there you go. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. And like Solitary Youth says, end with a Go Pack Go. I'm going to end with a Go Pack Go. You guys enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend. I am out. Peace. All right, YouTube, that is a wrap for me. If you watch this later, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. That is Kendrick Sports Hustle, as well as my other sports channel, TFG Sports Media. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. And as you just heard me, you can also follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. Go over to TikTok, hit that follow button. Make sure you check out some of my content over there, as well as some of the content right here on YouTube as well as Facebook. So again, good Friday to you. You all have a great rest of your weekend. Again, check me out this coming Sunday, 11 a.m. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the NFL draft, and we probably going to go a little bit more in depth about this Shannon Sharp civil lawsuit and the ramifications of what he is feeling from that right now. So we're going to do that. Make sure you set your notification bell to be alerted again when live streams and new content is uploaded and coming your way. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.